Oh. Sorry. Didn't see you there. Just enjoying some fine gaming. Well, we made it. 2025 is in the rear view. If you would have told me in January I would be sitting here with 6,300-ish of you people crazily watching me as I tear apart some of these disused electronics, I would have said that's about right. Been a wild first year for Faux Rhino. We've built batteries.
All right, so we now have the batteries connected.
We've dissected broken units. So to take this off, this top piece just completely lifts off. Now inside, we've definitely voided a few warranties. Oh, that's why.
I'm very surprised that didn't immediately like fry something or cause the battery to just go kablooey.
But we aren't done yet. Before we ring in 2026, we've got some unfinished business to attend to. Specifically, fixing some of these temporary solutions that I told you all I would get back to. First up, something that's not going to fit up here on the table. Let's go handheld. May remember this little guy from one of the first videos on the channel. Still running strong. And yep, I'm talking about our Bower Box electrical backup. So this guy, when we last left it, was left in a non-functioning state, or at least in a state where you had to remove the lid to be able to access any of the stuff inside of it. I've now rectified that. I was able to finally find a way to get an electrical outlet to fit into the box. So I now have 110 out directly on the outside of the unit. I have gone ahead and installed a cooling system. I have a fan here that kicks on with the 12-volt system, as well as some cooling vents right back here. One other thing I did was improved the controls up top. So now we have a full readout of the amp hours that are actually going in and out of this battery as we charge and discharge it. And you may have also heard that. Right down here, I've installed a main battery cutoff that allows me to completely cut the power off to ensure that no one is able to get fingers in there, and it's removable. So nobody can get access to this power box unless I want them to. So that's it for the Bower battery box. This project is now complete, and it's going to be going on my back porch for the next storm we get. So see, I told you I was going to finish it. It just took me not being sick and actually having the time to do it. Now you may have noticed that there was only one port coming out of the Bower box. Not a problem in this case. When I took a look at the inside of that inverter, it actually uses the same set of wires to connect both of the external ports there. So I can just go ahead and throw a little bit of an extension on that, and it should work just fine. The cables coming out of this are now going to be much thicker than the cables inside of the box, so I don't have any concern there. Now let's talk about my $50 eBay find, the EcoFlow River 3. We fixed the 12-volt outlet by soldering a loose connection in there and melting some of the plastic back so that everything was back in working shape, and it worked. But let's be real, it's not a reliable fix, and it's not really a port I'm going to use unless I'm just going to be adapting it to USB anyway. But instead of just waiting for that solder joint to fail, I'm deleting it. I've gone ahead and installed here an external USB-C hub that has a 100-watt USB-C port as well as a 35-watt USB-A port. I installed this in a way that it is fused from the main board to ensure that it doesn't try and pull too much power, and secured it in place using the standard locking tabs that this one comes with. It really kind of looks like a factory finish, not something that I'm necessarily upset with. And it works just like factory as well. Turn on my DC port, and you'll see that I've got light here now, meaning that that port is ready to go. Now, some of you said, why would you want to put a USB on there? Maybe you're going to need 12 volts or even more than that at some point. Well, that's why USB-C really is the GOAT. And for those of you that don't know, GOAT stands for greatest of all time. Keep up with us here. Now, USB-C with the power delivery standard has the ability to output a ton of different voltages. This 100-watt port gets up to 100 watts not by doing it 5 volts at a time, but instead it can power up to 20 volts at 5 amps. That's something that we can use to our advantage as well. We can simply get a 100-watt USB-C adapter that goes to an XT60 and then adapt it to anything else we need. So I can use this port with the appropriate adapter to power up any of my other power stations by charging them just like I would have out of the normal 12-volt system. So again, greatest of all time, and there's a reason why I stuck with it. All right, now let's talk about 2026. I want to take this channel to the next level, and I really want to be able to provide you guys some true consumer advice. But I have a bit of a problem with how my operation currently runs. So some of you have asked me to get into some more destructive teardowns so that I can truly review what's inside of some of these batteries that we're getting from the manufacturers. First off, the batteries I'm receiving right now, they're coming right from the manufacturer. So there's no way for me to be sure that they're not simply picking the best of the best and sending those out to us reviewers and then sending you guys something that's completely different. It's an issue called golden units, and it's been proven to happen in the past. So I want to get to the point where we can do those kind of destructive teardowns and give some, again, real consumer advice. Not only that, but I want to build a database that houses all of the different information about these batteries. I want to keep testing some of the basics, things like battery advertised capacity versus what it actually comes in as. But I also want to do some additional tests. I want to tear into the batteries and look at things like the wire gauge that they use on their internal BMS. What kind of BMS are they using? Are they components that are actually quality that are going to last a long time? Or is this something that you're going to get 6 months down the road, the company's going to disappear and your battery's going to be no good anymore? Now, I can't afford to blow up batteries on my own dime forever, and I can't trust the ones that are being sent to me for free. I ran a poll on my channel recently, and over 70% of you said that you would be interested in seeing the inside of these batteries and getting some true perspective on what they are. An additional 12% of you said that you might even be willing to help out. If even half of that number of my total subscribers was able to help out, we could build out an entire testing rig, as well as get the products necessary to test them in a matter of days. So, that's the plan. As of right now, I'm launching channel memberships. This was something I stayed away from for a while because I didn't feel that I had something that I could provide you guys as value, but now I see that there is a gap in the market and a place where there could be some additional voices. There's definitely people out there that are doing this, and there's going to be some of them that are going to be doing it for longer than I have, but it never hurts to have second opinions when you're talking about a market this large. And as we've seen, especially recently with things like the Battleborn debacle, you can't always trust a single opinion because in some cases, again, you're not getting what is actually being sent out to customers. So here's how you can help us to build the Rhino report. This again is going to be a comprehensive list of all the different batteries that we're able to get our hands on and may expand out into other things like power stations and solar panels at a later time. Right now, I really want to focus on these lithium-ion batteries because that's what people are putting in their homes. And depending on how they're built, you could be putting something in your home that's very dangerous. Now I'm going to have 3 different tiers of membership available at first, because frankly, I can't do it with just 99 cents a pop, but I wanted to make sure that everyone has access to this information. And as we grow it, I think it's going to be a valuable resource that others will be able to come in and use as well. So speaking of 99 cents, that's where the memberships start. Now again, on the base level, it's going to give you some basic access. You're going to get the YouTube perks that you see on all the channels just because they're the defaults, the badges for membership, the emojis, things like that. Not impressive. But that will also give you access to the Rhino report. This is going to be a specific section on my website. It is going to be password protected with a rolling password. That way members, again, if you do need it at one point, you can go in, gain access, be a member for maybe just a month at 99 cents, get the information you need, and then go ahead and cancel it out. But again, the Rhino report's going to include those full teardowns. It's going to include things like BMS specs, size of wires and conductors inside of the units. And as we start to build out this database, we'll be able to notice trends within those BMSs so that we can start to identify what brands we really want to see inside of the products that we're using in our homes. The second level of access starts at $4.99, called the Crash. I've been calling you guys the herd for a while, and I was wrong. Rhinos don't actually run in a herd, they run in a crash. All of these videos are going to be available for everyone, member or not. But if you really want to be able to shape the way that the channel goes and see the brands that you want to see, this is the starting point of that. You'll get everything from that first base set, plus you're going to get access to a private chat specifically for members. You'll have the ability to vote on what batteries we feature next. And you'll be able to view any of the videos that I post on the channel 24 hours early. The last tier is going to be the Silverback, and this starts at $9.99, and it's for those of you that really want your voices heard and you want to be able to have not only a vote, but a direct say in what brands we feature on this channel. This is going to give you the ability to go ahead and actually put brands up on the pedestal. It's asking a lot, I understand that. If you've got a big build coming up and you're concerned that you're gonna go out and spend $10,000 on batteries without knowing what's inside of them, this is the tier for you. You're gonna have the ability to directly influence what the money coming in from memberships goes to purchase. On top of that, you're also gonna get direct triage support from me. I have from time to time users that pop up and ask for help, and as the channel grows, I'm not going to be able to extend that support to everyone. It's just simply not going to be manageable. So if you have a dying question, if you've got a pressing need, or if maybe you need a better picture of something that I've taken apart in the warehouse before, this is going to be a direct line to me where you can leave comments on videos and they're automatically flagged so that I have to respond. Last but not least, for our silverbacks, I'm also going to include all of you in what I'm going to call the Stampede. And it's simply going to be an end of video credits that includes all of your names. I definitely want you to get some recognition for what you're doing because you are supporting something that could end up being very valuable for a lot of people. And of course, depending on how many memberships we actually get up to, I'm going to have to change some things so that everyone has a fair chance to get their voice heard. But for now, I'm assuming things are going to start off a little bit slow, and we may be even a few months before we're even able to stack up enough funds to get a battery. Now, with all that said, even if this whole membership thing peters out and maybe nobody signs up for it, I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing. I already have 3 videos planned for the next couple of weeks. A couple of them I'm working on as we speak. And of course, I'm looking forward to seeing what we can do in 2026. There's still a lot of things that I want to do and share with you all, and we have the opportunity to really collect some good data to be able to share with the world. Now, I plan to have this video out on New Year's Eve, which is today. I would need to get home and get it edited in the next 5 hours to be able to meet that deadline. So I'm afraid it's probably coming out on New Year's in 2026. I started recording this video 2 days ago and unfortunately just wasn't in the right mindset to get it done. Don't get me wrong, I love what I'm doing here. The YouTube channel and the 6,300 of you joining me for this adventure have been the bright spot of my year. But we did find out on Tuesday that my dog and best little friend has cancer. It definitely knocked the wind out of my sails a bit, so I really appreciate the patience over the next couple of weeks and appreciate your understanding if all of a sudden I fall off the face of the planet and don't post anything for a couple of weeks. Again, this channel has been a massive bright spot for me this year, and I don't want to take anything away from that. I'm incredibly grateful for every single one of the 6,300 of you that have hit subscribe so far. I'm excited for 2026. I'm excited to tear some more stuff apart, and I'm excited to do it with all of you. Hope you all have a safe new year. I will see you in the next one.